So how do we know that we are in the end time? Are we going to be in the end time because we're seeing plagues and pestilences on the outside? Well, those are going to be pointers, but not necessarily, because they had plagues in Egypt too. And they were not in the end time as we are right now in 2023. So plagues by themselves do not define the end time. Now, what defines the end time to the best of our ability, which God has shown us, are these pointers in the book of Daniel. And I love beloved brother Daniel because he was one of the greatest characters of the Old Testament. All through his ministry, no scandal. He kept his testimony under the reign of one of the most wicked people on earth, Nebuchadnezzar, Belshazzar, and all those crazy boys in Babylon. Those guys were mad at me. For you to keep your testimony of the God of Israel under the atmosphere of those tyrants, it's something commendable. Brother Daniel, he did a lot of work. And we are still gleaning from the revelation that Brother Daniel documented for us. And he documented certain critical nuggets for us in Daniel chapter 12 from verse 4 to verse 5, which can be summarized into two essential points. The first that he talked about is the way you're going to know that you are in the end time is when there is significant knowledge in the world's atmosphere. Angel came to him, and the angel talked about lots of things that will happen. Starting from Daniel chapter 8, he was talking about the king of the north and talking about everlasting righteousness. And he started talking about what will happen to the Greeks and the Grecian nations, talking about different kinds of visions. And then in Daniel chapter 12, the angel was telling him, well, some certain things are going to be happening. Many will awake to everlasting life, some to everlasting life, some to everlasting shame. And those who turn many people to righteousness will shine like the brightness of the heavens. And then the angel was about to exit, and then Daniel called him and said, hey, sir, when will those things happen? You talked about a lot of things that are going to go, they're going right over my head right now. Please slow down for me. Tell me when these things will happen. And then the angel told him, hey, Daniel, you know what? These things that I talked about, they are going to be for the distant future. There are some things that will happen in your generation. For example, the restoration of the nation of Israel back to the land of Israel, deliverance from Babylonian captivity after about 70 years of Babylonian captivity. You guys, you're going to see that. And we know that they saw that through Zerubbabel and Nehemiah and Ezra and all of them. They left, I believe, during the reign of King Cyrus, and they went back into the land of Judah. But the rest of it that I talked about is going to be for the distant future. Daniel, it's not for your time. Go ahead and sleep in the dust of the field, but just document it. The future generations, they're going to come to terms with it. But Daniel wouldn't stay satisfied. He said, no, you got to give me more, angel. Come on now, tell me more. Well, the angel said, well, okay, this is what's going to happen. During the time of the end, I can't tell you this is going to be 5,000 BC or 6,000 BC, but there are going to be two critical pointers to let you know that the end time is started. You are going to see significant increase of knowledge in the world's atmosphere, and you are going to see significant transportation all through the earth's atmosphere. It's going to be to and fro movement. That's what the angel called it. It says to and fro. Many will go from here to here in pursuit of knowledge, and there is going to be significant abundance of knowledge in the world's atmosphere. So those two things. When you see a lot of transportation all through the world's atmosphere, you see people moving back and forth and back and forth, and you see a lot of knowledge as a consequence of that. The end of times has come. Because the reason that will occur is because seals are open. The angel told Daniel and said, well, come on, seal up this book right now. The book is not going to be sealed forever. It's going to be open in the end time. And when the seal gets open, when the seals get open of the book, you are going to see these two things that Brother Daniel was made to realize. Significant knowledge all through the earth's atmosphere, significant transportation all through the earth's atmosphere. So you're going to see 0 BC over here, and you are going to see 2023. This is the year that we are right now in 2023. The world is approximately 6,000 years old. Well, I should say the creation, the recreation of the universe. I believe that the current earth that we're living right now is much older than that, because the fall of Lucifer predates the entrance of Adam and Eve into God's creation. But let's start from Adam and Eve. So Adam and Eve, we can call their creation 0 BC. And between 0 BC and 4,000 years later, Yahushua was born. So you're going to see the Old Testament was about 4,000 years long. Now Yahushua came around and spent about 33 years in here. He atoned for everlasting righteousness, established what we call everlasting righteousness in his ministry. It's called ER. And then he starts the New Testament. So we call that 0 AD, which is going to be 0 after the death of our Lord Jesus Christ. From 0 to 2023 is going to be about 2023 years from the time that Yahushua came into this planet and died and was resurrected. It's going to be about 2,000 years. So you have 2,000 years plus 4,000 years. It's about 6,000 years ever since Adam and Eve were created in the Garden of Eden.